think with that limitation, I am happy that whatever little I know, whatever little I have understood till now, I'm really going to share that. Now, when we're really talking of the Buddhism and the meditation, to me, it's very clear that ultimately it boils down to managing the mind. That is why His Holiness, everyone, they say that this is what is called the science of management, science of mind management. It's a really, I would say, taming the mind, transforming the mind, and transcending the mind. When I say so, mind has two aspects, at least according to my understanding. One is the normal mind to which we are used to, which I really call the normal mind. And another one is the natural mind, the mind which is naturally there. So I think that differentiation, I really would like to make it very clear. Now, if we have to really understand this mind, which is said to be wild, jumpy, bumpy, first of all, do we really agree with that? The mind is really compared in the Buddhism like a monkey. It's called popularly as a monkey mind. This mind is jumping. I think if you have really seen the monkey jumping on the trees, let's say it's plucking the fruit, it's holding one fruit in one hand, and it's very eager to take the other fruit, and it's throwing everything here and there. So that's what our mind is. And in the Indian teachings, I find that the more interesting description the mind is given. They say that it's a monkey, but monkey which is totally drunk. Monkey which is the drunk monkey which is bitten by the scorpio. So it's, you can imagine how it's jumpy and bumpy. So that's the kind of the mind that we really have at present. I always feel that, and I also would like to get your reaction on that. If you really see a person who is totally drunk, he is walking on the road, how is he walking? I think he is going sometimes to the left, sometimes to the right, and sometimes he's falling and getting up and moving. But in his own mind, he really feels that he is walking very straight. So somehow, to me, it really appears that if Buddha is seeing our mind, how it is behaving in this world, it would be like that person. No wonder Buddha talks quite a lot of loving compassion for the suffering being like us. So to be there, to have, I won't say even the control, to free our mind, to feel it, it's very essential that we do the meditation practice. And this mind, when we are doing the meditation, we will really feel that it is very resistant. I think the Hindi word I really like is the adiyal. Ye man jo hai bahut adiyal hai. We want to tell it to do, it doesn't do. It goes somewhere else. We will experience that when we are going to do the meditation at that time. Now, it's very interesting to know that our mind, the normal mind, not the natural mind, is never, never in the present moment. And that is one of the reasons that why we are not really very happy. Harvard University has done the study, and they wrote an article, you can see that on the website also. A wandering mind is not a happy mind. That is the title given. So if we want to be happy, it is very essential that we don't allow our mind to wander. And by default, our mind, when we realize in the meditation, is on the wandering mode. And it's very clearly established by the psychologists that we have almost about 60 to 70,000 thoughts going in a day. And more than 90% thoughts are repetitive. They are negative. So we lose so much of energy. We get on the wrong mode. So first thing is that, can we get our mind, which is scattered everywhere, to a one point, which we really call the single point concentration? Now, I really would like to make a difference that there's a difference between single point concentration and the shamatha meditation. Shamatha is more than single point concentration. Okay, so I think I really would not like to elaborate that more, but I'm just making that statement here. Now, there's a Zen story which really makes me very. There was a person who was riding the horse. He was going with a very fast speed, and his friend on the way said that, "Where are you going?" So the person who was riding the horse, he said that, "I really don't know where am I going, but you need to ask my horse where it is taking." So that is how our mind, which is not focused, is really taking us. And we don't know. If you are not very sure who is driving and you are sitting in that car, there is always a fear, there is always a doubt, there is always a risk. So in one way, I really feel that we are moving in this life in a very insecure, risky way. So I think to do that, what we have to do, gather the scattered mind to one point, which we really call the breathing meditation. This is given by Buddha, and it is called the Anapanasati meditation. He said that, go to the forest, sit under the tree, sit cross-legs, and be aware of breathing in and breathing out. It's very simple, isn't it? Are we not breathing? Are we not aware? Why Buddha has to really say that? Somehow it seems that it is very contradictory. But when we do the actual meditation, breathing in, breathing out, we find that the basic activity which our body is doing, the mind is not aware of that. So we have to bring the awareness to that activity. There's a breathing in and breathing out. In some of the session which I really facilitated, when I request the people kindly do 11 breathings very mindfully, their feedback was, some people lost after 2 breaths, some people after 4. Nobody could really reach to the 11. That is our mind is. Okay? So the first point is that, can we gather our mind and bring it here and now? Now, I just want to read one of the gathas, which is of course translated into English, which has come from Buddha. It says, don't pursue the past. Don't lose yourself in the future. The past no longer is. The future has not come. Looking deeply at life as it is, in the very here and now. If you want to really know the life, the mind has to be in here and now. Well, I think sounds so simple, but I really find that it's not so easy to be here and now. And to be here means in terms of the space dimension, and to be now means in terms of the time dimension. So in terms of the space time dimension, are we really here in this state of now, in this state of present moment? One of my teachers, the Thich Nhat Hanh, he has said that the life comes alive only in the present moment. I would like to repeat that again. Life comes alive only in the present moment. If we are not in the present moment, then we are not really living. We are not really alive. Aliveness is that feeling. Are we really touching that? Here-ness and now-ness. Can we make that here and now as our ground from where we are really operating? I would like to share in 2008, if you're familiar with this name, Thich Nhat Hanh, he came to India and he spent more than 1 month in India. And I was also part of that program to organize his visits. The last leg of his program was in the Buddhist place, particularly in Bodh Gaya and Nalanda, Rajgir, where Buddha gave the teaching of Heart Sutra. There were more than 300 people from all over the world who were part of that pilgrimage. We stayed in Nalanda. That was the ordnance factory, which is the defense establishment. And as you know, in government, in every visit, every stay, in such location, one is to fill up the register where one has really stayed. So everyone has to really fill it up. And even Thich Nhat Hanh also has to fill up that. He wrote his name. And in the address column, where we generally write our address, you know, what did he write? He said, here and now. I really find that it's a very interesting to make it here and now as the ground of our present moment. Here and now as the address of our life. I think it's really wonderful. So to have that, what we are really going to do, we are going to do some meditation session. Basically, this is what is really called the shamatha meditation. To this, most of you are familiar, but let us do it and see how we can see the working of our mind, whether it is in the present moment or not. So to have that, kindly sit on the cushion very comfortably, or on the chair, wherever you are seated. Are you here now in the room in which you are, or on the chair on which you are seated? So the first thing in the meditation which is really required is to make your posture very stable, very stable. So for that, it's very essential that you sit very comfortably and realize the importance of sitting very straight and in the right posture. Trungpa Rinpoche, in his book, has written that your posture is the saving grace in synchronizing your mind and body. If you don't have good posture, you can never do anything. You become like a lame horse trying to pull a cart. You should sit like the Buddha sits. So I think that's very, very essential. When you are meditating, you are trying to mimic or emulate Buddha. You should have a sense of openness and uprightness. You should feel that you are projecting out as if you were a universal monarch or the enlightened one. That is what he has really emphasized, the sitting posture. Jeffrey Hopkins, he said that this symmetrical posture is very essential because our nadis in the chakra will become straight and the inner energy will become very calm and reposed. So it's very essential. So what we have to do, first of all, before the posture, we need to relax our body. So to have the relaxed state, not only have, not only to know, but to feel the relaxation in the body. Just feel. If you want to close your eyes, you can do. If you're used to keep the eyes open, you can keep the eyes open. So first of all, relax your body. Feel the touch of the cushion. Your hips touching the cushion, and the sensation is there. And the mind is aware of that. Now we are going to scan the body. Let the mind move inside your body, lower back. Wherever you touch, wherever your mind is touching the body, just feel that sensation there and relax. Lower back, middle back, shoulders, shoulder blades. Relax your whole back. Relax your right arm, beginning from the shoulder top, shoulder, upper arm, elbow, lower arm, wrist, fingertips. Relax your right arm. Come back to the left shoulder top, down, elbow, down to the wrist, and fingertips. Relax your left arm. Feel the relaxation. Bring the mind now back at the back of your neck, lower neck, relax. Middle, relax. Back of the head, relax. Kindly move the mind moving inside as if it's scanning, like the torch scanning. Yes. Top of the head, right side, left side. Just feel as you take off the cap. So similarly, mentally take off the top of your head and see your brain pink, very pink, bright, very fresh, pink, all the cells. Just feel that. Forehead, eyebrows, eye sockets, ears, nostril, upper lip, lower lip, tongue, chin. Relax your whole face. 300 muscles of the face, they are relaxed. Throat, throat pit, chest, navel region, lower stomach, relax. Come back to the cushion, your right hip touching the cushion. Just feel that your mind is deep inside your hip. Feel the sensation. Roll it down through the core of your thigh. Feeling the sensation. Knee, down shin, ankle, heel, toes. Relax your right leg. Come back to the left now. Left hip touching the cushion. Are you feeling the touch cushion sensation there? Feel that. No judgment, no comments, just feeling. Roll it down through the core of your thigh. Knee, down shin, ankle, heel, toes. Relax. Relax your whole body from the top of the head down to the toes, from inside. Relax. Are you feeling the sensation of the relaxed state? Just feel that. Feeling. Just feeling. Relax in that relaxed feeling. Very joyfully. Once again, feel your posture. How is the posture of the body? Is it stable? Different examples have been given. This body now should be symmetrical, like a pyramid, like a peak of the mountain, totally stable. The peak of the mountain on which there is no cloud, there's no rain, just sitting still. But at the same time, it should not be very hard. This sitting should be soft. As if you have hung your jacket on the hanger, just resting. Or like a bee, honeybee on rose petal, very soft, relax. And now have this intention that you are going to do the meditation in this stable, relaxed, awakened posture. And this intention should be not only to benefit oneself, but to benefit all. Bring that kind of the intention. Now, listen to all the sound that you can listen in the atmosphere. Far away, near, loud, soft. Just listen as if we are opening our mind. Very spacious. You can listen to the sound of 5 kilometers away, 10 kilometers, 1,000 kilometers, or very near in the room. Just listen to the sound. Mind opens, spacious, not getting attached to any sound, just sound, listening to that. Just listen. Listening is the only thing that we are doing now. You can say even this is a sound meditation. Listen to all the sounds and enjoy it. Just listening. Just listen. Now, bring the mind in the room where you are and bring the mind to your own breathing. Forget the outside sound. Now we are coming back to our own breathing as if the flesh and the bone body is not there. There is only the breath body, breathing in, breathing out. Just feel that. Just feel that. Here and now. We have to remember that if we are aware, or in case the mind is aware that it is breathing, only then we can be in the present moment. Because we can't breathe for the past, it is already gone. We can't breathe for the future, it is yet to come. Only in the present moment, if the mind knows that it is breathing and it is with the breathing, then we are in the present moment, or the mind is in the present moment. Just be with your breathing. Are you aware that your breath is moving? Just be aware of the touch points, where it is touching. Nostril, throat, chest, abdomen, end of the spine, where? Just feel the touch points. Now bring the mind 2 inches below the navel, just 2 inches below the navel. Which is called the chi points or the energy points. Is your mind there? If it is there, you can confirm yourself silently, yes, it is there. Now, we will do 5 rounds, very slowly, very mindfully, very gently. Breathing in, abdomen is rising. Breathing out, abdomen is falling. Breathing out, abdomen is rising. Breathing out, abdomen is falling. Breathing in, abdomen is rising. Breathing out, abdomen is falling. Breathing in, tactile consciousness is aware of the sensation of the breathing. Now we move from the movement of the breathing to the sensation taking place there, where when the breath is moving. Yes. Breathing in, there's a sensation. Feel that. Breathing out, sensation. Feel that. Breathing in, sensation of the breathing or the tactility, and breathing out, the tactile consciousness is discerning that tactility of exhalation. Breathing in, the tactile consciousness is discerning the tactility. Breathing out, tactile consciousness is feeling that tactility. Just do that few rounds of your own. Here and now. The mind with the breathing. Conscious mind with the sensation of the breathing at the touch point. Now, move up to your chest region. Again, breathing in, chest is rising. Breathing out, chest is falling. Again, we will do it 6 rounds. This is just the arbitrary number to get the feel. Breathing in, chest is rising. Breathing out, chest is falling. No force, very gentle. Forcing means we are becoming aggressive to our own self. Breathing in, chest is rising. Breathing out, chest is falling. Breathing in, chest is rising. Breathing out, chest is falling. Breathing in, mind is aware of the sensation. Breathing out, mind is aware of the sensation. So from the gross, now we have moved to slightly subtle level. Breathing in, sensation. Breathing out, sensation. Breathing in, sensation. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, sensation. Breathing in, sensation. Breathing out, sensation. Do a few rounds of your own and slightly elongate the breathing out. And at the point of the breathing out, there's a space. If you want, you can just rest for a brief moment there, but no forcing, naturally happening there. Normally, we have blockages in the chest region. While breathing out, you will feel that it is creating a space. That space is the space of relaxation. Wonderfully enjoy. Now, move up to your throat pit. Just feel that the breath is coming in and coming out at this point. Sensation, sensation. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Extend the breathing out a little bit, but very gently. As if you're letting go from inside. Bring the mind now at the entrance of the nostril. Make this space very small, size of the mustard seed. And the mind is seated there. It is not doing anything, just seated there. And it is noticing the sensation, breathing, its movement. Yeah, you have seen, like in the army, there's a sentry who just stands, he doesn't move, but he notices everything, everyone. So similarly, the mind is present with the God of mind. This attention, this mindfulness, guarding the mind. Very small dot point. Breathing in, you are aware. There's a movement at that dot point. Sensation. Do you feel the sensation there? Breathing and touch point, there's the sensation. Breathing. And if you find that the breathing is lost, the mind has gone somewhere else, notice that and return to that point. So this is training the mind to be with the breathing at the sensation point. If that is lost, noticing that it has gone away from there. And after noticing, returning to that point where the sensation of the breathing is there. Just be at that point. This is really called the single point concentration. Just be with this point. How is this sensation point? Have you ever seen the waterfall touching the ground, the bubbling taking place? So similarly, at this point, when the breath is touching, that bubbling sensation is taking place. Just feel that sensation. We can't catch breath, but we know there's a breathing taking place. When the breath touches the nostril point, the sensation is taking place there. And that is noticed by the mind. Tactile consciousness, discerning the tactility which is taking place at the nostril when the breathing is taking place there. Just be aware of that. We are gathering the mind, which scatters, which goes all around, bringing it here and now at this sensation point. If the mind is with the sensation, one is in the present moment. And one has to know that only when the mind is in the present moment, we really know what the life is. And the touch point, there's a gentle pressure of the breath. Do you feel that? Gentle pressure of the breath, touch point, whether it's inhalation or the exhalation. At the inhalation, that pressure is from outside. And at the exhalation, it is from inside. Just feel that pressure at that sensation point. But not forcing, but in a very relaxed way. Do that few rounds, but very joyfully. Feel that you're doing it for all, not only for yourself. Relax that point at the nostril and just feel the sensation there. Can you listen to the sound of that sensation? Listen to the sound in the room where you are there. Listen to the sound in the atmosphere, near, far. Feel the touch of your cushion by the hips. Feel your normal breath. Your normal breath. Your whole body breathing. Normal breath. Normal breath. Feel your whole body. And very gently come out to the meditation at your own pace. No hurry, at your own pace. With this closure, we close this meditation on stabilizing the mind, gathering and stabilizing the mind. Now the mind is in the state of equanimity. And it is very essential. If there's a patch of land where there's a lot of bushes, if you want to plant that, what do? We cut all the bushes. We make that area very plain, even, and then we put the seeds there. So similarly, our mind, which is bushy, with a lot of thoughts and the emotion, we need to calm them and stabilize so that we have a ground of mind which is equanimous, which is stable and calm, serene. Okay, you can come out of the meditation. What is the time like, Nivita?
It's 12, Ajeer. 12 o'clock.
Huh?
12
It
o'clock.
is what? Huh?
12. 12.
12.
It's noon.
Okay. Oh, we spent 1 hour. Okay, I think if anyone have any question, most welcome. And after that, I think very shortly, I would like to move to the meditation, which is called opening the heart, which basically is loving kindness. You want 5 minutes break?
That might be good, Kabir. It is.
Okay. Yeah. So let's have 5 minutes break. But in that 5 minutes, let us maintain silence. Whatever the feeling that we have got during the meditation, keep it alive. Okay? Yeah, let's have break of 5 minutes then. I think, Naveen, you will remind me then.
Will do. Ajeer, it's 5 minutes.
हो गया? Okay. Should I start, Naveen?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay. Well, welcome. I think already I have taken maybe 1 hour. I thought that I would take 45 minutes. We will have the second part of the meditation, which I would really call it is opening the heart. Now, why I'm using this expression, the opening the heart, whatever little understanding that I have really got from all the teaching that I have received, from all the teachers, I really find that ultimately the emphasis seems to be on the heart. Kabirji, if you recall, suggested a book which is called A Truthful Heart by Jeffrey Hopkins. In fact, I was reading his story. It's really very fascinating. He himself has written that he was a bit of a gangster in his youth time. He studied in the Harvard, but he decided to leave that and join the monastery. And he became a strong student of His Holiness Dalai Lama. And his books are, of course, very famous. He has written a book which is called A Truthful Heart. And similarly, if you have heard this name called Thubden Jimpa, who is the official interpreter of His Holiness nowadays, who graduated from the Cambridge University, he has written a book which is called A Fearful Heart, A Fearless Heart. So ultimately, it really appears that it's boiling down to that. What are we doing with our heart? Do we have a heart? Or we are heartless? What it is to be with heart and what it is to be heartless. We may all say that, oh, we have heart, but all the people, irrespective whether it's a Buddhist or non-Buddhist, they all seems to be talking how to have good heart, how to have that basic feeling in the heart. It appears that we have lost that ground of the basicness. So now the whole question is, can we recover that? Yes, we need to really recover that. In our classical text, we talked about compassion. Compassion is typically among the Mahayana Buddhists. But opening of the heart, which is called the loving kindness, that is common to all the Buddhists, whether it is Theravada, whether it's the Zen, whether it's Tibetan, whether it's a Tantra. So I think that's why I really feel that it's very essential that we open our heart. So to do that, what we have to really do? I think I just want to read one passage. This is again from Jeffrey Hopkins. It is in his book, but this is the preface or the foreword written by His Holiness Dalai Lama. It says, compassion is a major theme of all Buddhist traditions. The Buddha taught about it directly, and many subsequent commentators in India and all the lands in which Buddhism spread have praised it. The great Indian scholar and spiritual practitioner Chandrakirti famously stated, it is only compassion that is like the sea, the moisture that nourishes it, and the ripened fruit that can be enjoyed. Because of this, I pay my respect first to the compassion. Buddhist literature is replete with works extolling the virtue of compassion and the ways and the means to awaken and enhance it within ourselves. However, there are also many stories that show that no matter how much you have read or thought about it, it is the spark of experience that brings compassion to life. I think I'm again reading this sentence, it's very important. However, there are many stories that show that no matter how much you have read or thought about it, it is the spark of experience that brings compassion. So I think the compassion, it's a good to know, it's good to read, it is good to hear, good to discuss, but ultimately what matters is, as His Holiness the Dalai Lama has put it, is the experience of the compassion. It is empirical, it is experiential. So we need to really experience that. Of course, ultimately, before that, since we don't know what the compassion is, we don't know how it works, definitely we need to study it, we need to hear it, we need to have the retreat, but the ultimate is the experience. So can we make the experience of compassion as the hub of our life? You know, when the big wheel is there, what makes it move is that hub, that small hub in the core. So similarly, can we practice, can we know, and can we experience the compassion so that it becomes the hub of our life? Now the question is, what is so great about compassion? How do we really feel convinced that yes, I think it really makes a difference? Let me just share a real story. I think, I don't know how many of you are the student of Geshe Dorje Damdol, who is the director Tibet House. He tells a story. Before he came to Delhi, he was in Dharamshala, and he used to conduct one semester for the students of Emory University from US. This was, I think, for about 4 months. The semester was over, and the students were now having a bit free time, and they were preparing to go back. So one day, one of the students comes to Geshe-la and he starts chatting. While having that conversation, he told one of the girls was to leave early because her mother is not well. And he also told that she doesn't want to go back. After 2 days, this girl comes to him and says that she has to go back, but she doesn't want to go back. Since Geshe-la knew the background, he said that, why don't you want to go back? So she said that my relation with my mother is not good. She was in the terminal stage of her cancer. Geshe-la looked at her and said, look at the way you are conducting yourself. Your mother seems to have a great contribution in that. Look at your health. Look at your education. Don't you think that the mother has been very kind? She has really taken good care of you. That girl burst into tears. And she said, okay, tell me, what do you do? She said that, okay, if you don't want to talk to your mother, send the mail to her that you are coming. She sent the mail, and promptly the reply came from the mother. Thanks for your mail. She admitted to the Geshe-la that it took 3 days for her to send that mail. There was so much of disharmony in the relationship between the two. She went back. She took care of the mother. She passed away. And then she had to write what is really called the dissertation. She wrote, and she dedicated that dissertation to her mother. And at the footnote, she wrote, if I have a future life, I want to have you as your mother. Why this is so? Because this loving kindness is innate. All the jealousies, attachment, anger, they are not part of our nature. We have made them normal. We have assumed them to be normal, and mistook it they being as the natural part of our mind. So the question is that, does loving kindness opens up our heart? I would say yes. I want to share another story, which is I was requested by a friend of mine to take care of some of the people who came from the US, since he was unable. So in the evening, every evening we used to sit, this was Dharamshala, and we used to do the meditation. So in one of the meditation session in the evening, I facilitated what is called the loving kindness compassion, which we are going to do. That is giving love to the person to whom we do not like. The next evening, when we were again sitting, this lady from the California who was there, she said that yesterday or last night she was very happy. So what has happened? She shared that when we were doing the meditation, she thought of her friend with whom she was not in contact with 10 years. In loving kindness and compassion, she thought, and she sent her love to her. And she said that at 2 o'clock at night, the Indian time, she gets a call from her friend. This has happened. Yeah. So I think it may take time, but it definitely happens. Hello. Hello.
We can hear you, Ajirji. We
Yeah,
can
you
hear
can
you.
hear me. Okay. I think there was a sorry for the interruption. So this was the two business people. I think one of the partner got cheated and they got separated. But this person who got cheated, he was a meditator. He kept on meditating. And he said that after 8 years, the other person gave all the money back, which was cheated from him. So can we really have that conviction that, yes, I think it's really going to make a difference? And the loving kindness, compassion, if really become the hub of our life, I begin to feel that all the discrimination will disappear. All the references, whether one is from Buddhism or Christians or Hindus or Muslims or whatever it may be, I think the nationalities would disappear. Of course, I mean, functionally it would be there, but that prejudice could really disappear. So I think let's have that conviction that loving kindness, which is the natural part of our body, our mind, we have lost it and we need to recover it so that the life becomes more peaceful, calm in all aspects, right? So again, just sit very comfortably, very quickly relax our body, feel the touch of the cushion, mind inside your body, scanning lower back, middle back, shoulder blades, relax your whole back of the neck, back of the head, top of the head, both sides of the head, forehead, eye sockets, nostril, ears, lips, tongue, throat pit, chest, abdomen, right thigh, left thigh. Feel this relaxed state. Feel the relaxed state. Now, forget the whole body. Keep it in this relaxed state. Bring the mind focus on the heart region, and the heart, heart. Recall all the beautiful moments of your life. The feeling of that. Did you get any beautiful message? How did the heart feel? Feeling the feeling. Maybe some beautiful sunset, sunrise, going to some peaceful place, meeting old friends, beautiful, all the beautiful moments of the mind. Just bring in the heart and be with that feeling. Elevating the heart, feel this heart. all the beautiful feelings that you have enjoyed till now. Just bring the memory of that. And along with the memory, that feeling also. All the beautiful moments. However small that moment was, bring it back. Beautiful moments of your life. Recall, recall, recall. Your student life, you getting your degrees, you getting your job, meeting your friends after many years. Whatever feeling that you enjoy, bring it back in the heart, nourishing it. These are the nutrients of the heart. Beautiful moments, beautiful feelings. The heart bubbling with all those beautiful feelings. Center of your chest, heart becoming very soft. Heart becoming very radiant because the energy is there. Beautiful, peaceful energy. Golden. Recall all the good feelings. All the good feelings. All the wow moments with their feelings. The heart become radiant with loving kindness. That is its nature. Very radiant, very peaceful. And just feel that you are doing this for all. For the benefit of all. All includes oneself also. Heart region is very soft, very radiant, beautiful, like a full moon, very calm, very soothing. Now, give this loving kindness to your own self. Just feel that you are sitting in the center of your heart, and the radiance of loving kindness is washing you, showering on you. Beautifully enjoy this. Be kind to yourself. In being kind to yourself, you will become kind to the others. Just feel that you are sitting in the center of your radiant heart and you are getting washed. Shower, falling shower. All the dirt's going out. Just feel that you have become very radiant. Very radiant. Beautifully radiant. Now, just visualize that someone you love most, maybe mother, maybe father, maybe son, daughter, friend, whosoever you love. Just visualize he or she is seated in your front, in front of you. Open your heart and send these rays of loving and compassion to him or her, and feel that he or she is also getting washed, showered beautifully. Send these rays of loving and compassion to him or her. Wash him or her. Yes. Very clearly focus. If you want, you can name. If it is your mother, say mother. Mother getting washed off by the rays of radiant rays of loving kindness, which is going from my heart. If it's a father, you can say a father. Friend, whosoever, you can name even, if it's a friend or others. Wash. Open your heart, and it's going like a flood of light of radiance, getting him or her washed. Open your heart. Wow. Visualize that he or she is also become very radiant. So peaceful, so radiant. Yes. Like the moonshine goes and lifts up everything. So similarly here also, it's going and washing whosoever you have visualized. You can make it more penetrative. You must have seen that the sunrise in the Himalayas, the first rays so sharp, so bright, so clear. So similarly, these radiant rays are going to him or her and getting washed, him or her. Open your heart. Now bring some stranger that you have seen on the road. Any stranger. Maybe you have gone to the market, you saw the sabzi wala, vegetable seller. Just visualize him. He is there. It's very easy to love the lovables, but very difficult to love the strangers because our heart doesn't have that kindness and love to him. So open the heart and send these rays of loving kind of compassion to him. Any stranger whom you have just seen for the first time, not talked even. Keep on sending this. Keep on sending this. Open the heart. Open the heart. As if the body is not there and you are there like a ball of energy of loving kind, the compassion. It is going and washing him or her in the front whom you have visualized. Enjoy in doing that. Now, think of someone whom you don't like. Think of someone whom you don't like. Bring him or her in the front. Make him seated there. You can call it by name even. X, Y, Z, whatever the name. There would be resistance of the mind. Mind is not willing to see him even. Leave aside telling him to sit in the front. But drop this resistance and bring it there. Making him or her sit there. Just send these rays of loving kindness, compassion to him or her. Open the heart. Open the heart. They also want to be happy. They don't want suffering. So what we give is not happiness, but suffering. They don't want that. Send these rays of loving kindness, compassion to. This is how our mind behaves. Prejudice, partiality, because the mind is conditioned. The heart is accordingly feeling that now once again bring yourself back in the center of your heart. Recall all the good feelings, beautiful feelings, all events. That is the nutrient to our heart. That is the way of opening our heart. Recall, feel. So from this heart, which is radiant, send the rays in the front, whatever the horizon that you can really think of, maybe 100 miles, 500 miles, let it go. Like the sun rays going, let it go very far and lighting up everything in the front, the landscape, people, animals, yes. Now come to the left. Again, send these rays of loving kindness, compassion to the left. 100 miles, 200 miles. And to the right, send these rays. And at the back, up, touching the sky, and down below, whatever the depth that you can really think of. You are in the center of this immense energy. Just feel this. Just feel this. in this wide space that you have really thought of. Listen to all the sound that you can listen. Feel that you're seated where you're seated in the room. Feel your normal breathing. And very gently, at your own pace, you can come out of the meditation. Okay, with this we conclude. I think normally these sessions are slightly longer, but I think this is more like a taste of what this type of meditation could be. We can open for the discussion if it is there. Lavina has written, I'm not able to sit through the second path, finding it very difficult to sit patiently. Are you there, Lavina? Yeah. So I think if you really feel that you're unable to sit, you sit on the cushion or you sit on the chair?
I was sitting on a chair.
Okay.
And then I reached a point in the second session where I don't know what happened. I was thinking, you said, bring all the people in front who you like or don't like. And then as I was bringing someone, I brought somebody in, and all of a sudden, I couldn't keep my head up. And it went down, and there was so much anger coming out, and all kinds of things, and, bottled up. And so
Yeah.
I could not, as much as I want to send, I was trying to send this loving rays, and at the same time, I was also saying, "How could you? How could you? How could you? How could you do this to me?" So it was not coming from a very pure space. It was
Yeah.
still coming from a space where I was like, I am not ready to forget the fact that you did this to me. As much as as I want to not sit in that space of holding that inside me, but I
Okay.
just can't. It's just not happening. Yeah.
Okay. So in such a situation, what do you really do? I think what I begin to understand from the different teachers, this is very common. This is very common. The whole pent up emotions really coming. One is to realize that this is not coming from outside at the time of the moment. It is only arising because these were all bottled in, as you are really saying that. So when it is coming up, it's a big challenge. What do we really do that? One is they're saying that, okay, when it is coming up, let it come, let it be, and let it go, which essentially means that the mind is getting separated from that, getting isolated. There's the space which is really created. Very easy to say, but it's a bit difficult to begin with. But if one keeps on practicing, I think that's really possible. That is one. And the second is really feeling, in fact, somebody shared that the anguish which took place 30 years back is carried even now also. So you tell me, why do we really need to carry that? This is the burden that we're really creating in the mind. it's a painful for us, whosoever is really creating. And we really don't know the other person is feeling similarly or not. So I think,
Can I say something?
yeah,
You know, this, what I was just wanting to say is that before I lose my thought and track, because I can't keep to see my mind in one place and focus, before I lose track of my thought. So I wanted to share this, that when you trust someone so much, because and I'm talking this on behalf very openly about my spiritual master who walked into my life many years ago. And when you have complete faith and trust, and then you go through such a situation in your life where you feel that you've been trying your level best to hold on to a thread of your spiritual master saying, please protect me, or please hold me, or I don't know, why am I being put into this, you feel betrayed, or so that was my feeling. And for me it was like, how could my own spiritual master betray me? And this is my feeling. No matter, you feel that the very fundamentals of that connection is severed. And when that happens, you don't know how could you ever trust, or what is the reality, what is an
yeah,
illusion.
that is right. That is right. I can feel what you're really saying, that yeah, that is why I think all the big teachers, including His Holiness Lama, Dalai Lama, says that one needs to be very cautious in choosing one's own guru. And particularly in the Tibetan tradition, there's a saying that uh, one should see the conduct of the guru for 12 years and then choose. I think it's a very, very, very important. Now, what you are really saying is that I really don't know. I think you need to really reflect on that very coolly, because if one is really getting involved in that circle of hate, resentment, one is again getting pulled by that. I want to share a small story. In Delhi, I keep on going to Tibet House, which is in Lodi Road. I don't know whether you have seen Tibet House in Delhi. Yeah. So I always take the metro, and from there, India Habitat Center or nearby, the three-wheeler is there. So one day when I was going, I found that this man was talking very helpless, this, that. So I said, what has happened? Kya hua? So he said that he has a land in Lucknow. There's a litigation and the case is coming. He doesn't have the money to pay to the lawyer. If he doesn't pay, then he's going to lose the money. So I said, how much? He said 20,000 rupees. He's absolutely new to me. I said that, okay, tomorrow again, I have to go to the Tibet House. So you come, Jorbag metro station, he has to come. So I paid him 20,000 rupees. And he said that he would pay me by, they have some different type of interest rate. I said that I don't require. You can just give me the capital back. He gave me back 6,000 after about maybe 9 or 10 months. After that, he did not pay. But I keep on saying, sometimes he says, कि मैं बीमार हो गया. Sometimes he says that. So I kept on really thinking, this is really pricking in my mind. What do I do? So I said that, well, if he's doing so, maybe I must have cheated him in my past life. And if I have not cheated, I think in my next life, well, I'm going to get the virtue of that reward of that virtue. You will not believe my mind became very calm in accepting that as in that way. Okay. And after that, even if I see this man at the metro station, he also smiles, I also smile. And I never felt like asking him again also, Bhai wo 14,000 ka kya hua? And this is what has really happened. So I think what I'm saying is that, can you really think that this is the fact? This is what has really happened. It is to be accepted, because it's the fact of the life. It has taken place. Because the conflict keeps on going, resentment keeps going when there is no acceptance. That is one. Secondly, I don't know, can you have this feeling of forgiveness to him so that your mind at least is peace and calm? I don't know. You can reflect and see. But some in substance, you need to take off this from your mind. There's no point in carrying this load in your mind, this irritation, this resentment. You can do some reflection on that.
Thank you.
Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I think this is Suchita ji saying that there was a judgment coming when she was sending the rays. Yeah, I think the judgment will definitely come, because this is how our mind is used to. And it's a very, very, it's like a wall. We need to, when the judgment is coming, at that time, if you know that the judgment has come, can you drop the judgment and see, or send the rays? Just think of that. Okay, Naveen ji.
Ajeer ji, it's almost 1 o'clock.
Yeah, okay. Sorry for taking more time. I think we can conclude, and we can, yeah, we can dedicate in silent way. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity to be with all of you and share a little bit of my experience. Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank
Have
you,
a
Ajeer ji.
wonderful day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.